Good morning, everybody. This is Lindy. This is story time. Yeah. Let's finish up with Houston, shall we? Houston was interesting. When I was in Houston, my son was living with me the first couple of years. It was only the last year that I did a lot of the events that I've told you about already. But during the first year and a half, when my son was living with me, I worked 3 jobs. I worked at a pharmacy as a cashier at night. I would get off at about 5, and I would go straight to the pharmacy where I would start work about 5:30. I would get off at the pharmacy about 10, and then at 10 I would drive over to my daycare center, which was open at night till 2 a.m. And I would take over the daycare center where my son was, so I could at least, be with him. And I would carry him home. I think it was, I want to say 2 o'clock, but I can't swear to that. I think that's when they closed, and everybody would pick up their kids by 2 o'clock. And take him home. He was sound asleep. I'd carry him, put him in bed. And then I would get up the next morning, and I had to be at work at 8. But when you're young, you can do this. You can do this. So I literally had 3 jobs for about a year, maybe a year and a half. And when the architect firm stopped and I left there, I still had the other 2 jobs. I worked for a couple of months looking for another job, but I really wasn't happy with Houston. Houston, the roads flood when it rains. It's hot. It's just chaotic in Houston. I just nothing against Houston, okay? I just didn't care for it. It wasn't the place for me. And I had bought a condo there, and I put the condo up to sell, sold it right away. But I made like $5,000 or $6,000. That's it, because I hadn't had the condo for a year, and I didn't make much money. I made enough money to tow a 24-foot trailer from Texas to California. And I moved in with my brother when I got to California. But that was the end of Houston. Houston was just not one of my favorite places. Nothing against Houston. Again, I'm going to say nothing against Houston. Many people love it. I just didn't care for it. I was a California girl. That's all there was to it. So I went to California and moved in with my brother and got a job pretty quickly. And this was in 1982. So supposedly we had a recession at that time and it was hard to get jobs, but I never seemed to have a hard time getting a job. Not when I was younger. I could get jobs. So, but the job didn't matter. I was just getting a job. So I wasn't picky, is what I'm saying. And when I got to California, I started working for a small company that sold and maintained Xeroxes. And Xeroxes were the big copy machines that everybody used then in the offices. Remember, we didn't have computers. We didn't have mainframes in 1982. 82 was typewriters. Word processors were pretty new. And Xerox. And that's what we had, Xeroxes. We just weren't, it was nothing like it is today. Today is a whole different ball game. So I'm going to stop there simply because I think that the next story is about the company I love the most in my whole life. The company that I learned the most at, just my lifetime job. It was the job of a lifetime. And I will talk about that separately, but it's just a very short one about leaving Houston and going back to California, where I felt I was always comfortable. So we went from Missouri to Texas to California. I'll see you next time. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching Camo.